My name is Xiaopeng Zhao. I'm a professor of mechanical aerospace and biomedical engineering. I also serve as a program director of AI and data science at the College of Emerging and Collaborative Studies. I have been at UT for almost 17 years. So I started to work on AI problems about 15 years ago. And my interest is mainly on the development of tools based on AI and robotics technology in applications for healthcare, for education, and for other relevant problems.
Very good.
Well, feel free to let me know if you are expecting longer answers or more details. Yeah, feel free.
We've had a big range. Some interviews were quite detailed and long, and others were extremely short.
Right. So if you want more details, let me know. I am happy. Our AI Tennessee seed grant is actually a team building project. The title is Social Machines and AI Robotics Technology. So in the original proposal, we have actually 11 collaborators listed. And as the project kicked off, started to grow, and we have grown to a team of 22 researchers from 10 different colleges. So it's a long list, so a lot of people.
Very impressive. Could you give us an idea of what disciplines are involved?
So the disciplines, I actually have the, like I mentioned, there are 22 members. I actually have a table organized the number of team members from each college. For example, there are 2 people from the College of Communication and Information, 2 people from College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, and 3 persons from College of Social Work, 3 persons from the College of Business, and 1 person from College of Music, 1 person from College of Architecture and Design, and the most people, the biggest college is TICO College of Engineering that has 7 participants, 7 members, and we have 1 person from College of Nursing, 1 person. Well, actually, I think I probably need to update a little bit because I count as the College of Emerging and Collaborative Studies, and Wandan also count as that new college. So I would say 2 persons from the College of Emerging and Collaborative Studies, and 6 persons from the College of Engineering. And we also have a person from workshop. So I actually count workshop as a college academic unit. Yeah.
So very much an interdisciplinary project, and by far the most interdisciplinary project we have come across in any of the interviews so far. So this is very impressive.
Right. So the purpose of the Smart Team Building Project is to develop a research network and a collection of researchers at UT to work on AI and robotics related problem to address in-person societal problems. That's why it's called social machine and AI robotics. So the primary objective is to not work on not focus on a specific problem, but to focus on relationship development, initiative, strategy development, and develop ideas and identify strengths, weaknesses, and make a plan for the team to work together, so that the team members can work together to work on projects and develop grant proposals and so on. So we have a very ambitious goal. We want to help to place UT at the frontier for AI and the robots in the social problems perspective. I can give some specifics about the detailed work we have done so far. So a highlight of the project is the workshop we have organized. So on May 1st and 2nd, we hosted a workshop at UT. And then that was a 2-day workshop. We have organized 5 different panels on different topics such as ethics, smart mobility, healthcare, robotics, and the workforce. So we invited speakers from both at UT and the people from outside of UT, experts in the field come to the meeting and then participate in the panel, and then they share their insights on those critical questions and then answer questions from the audience and so on. So that was actually a very exciting, very intriguing events. So I think I heard positive feedback from a lot of participants. So people think it's wonderful, it's a great outcome to learn from a diverse experts, so that help researchers at UT to gain a comprehensive understanding of AI. So not just about AI technology, but the societal impact and significance of AI, why ethical issues are important, why we need to care about the potential impact and the influence to workforce, and so on. So it was a successful event. In terms of a challenge, the biggest challenge to organize an event like this is the logistics. So because it's really hard to find a time that works for everybody. We actually started to plan the event from October last year. And then first of all, it took the committee a long time to find the time to get together. And finally, the committee was able to, or the organizing committee was able to meet together and settle down on some time. So initially we chose April 15, 16 at the time. And then a few weeks later, we found Oak Ridge had their annual AI event on that date. So we have to, we don't want to overlap. We decided to change. Then we have to find the new dates and reschedule and reach out to external participants, experts to participate in the panels. That was very, very challenging. So we actually, for each panel has somewhere between 3 to 5 experts participated, but we definitely double that number when we reach out to invite participants to come to meet and share with us. Yeah, good question. So I will say this. The team building has multiple activities and multiple tasks. The workshop itself actually invited speakers and from not only from academic, but also from government, from industry. And we also have a session of a graduate poster contest. We invited 10, we received a submission from 10 graduate students from, I don't remember, maybe 5, 6 different colleges. And then, so students, faculty members, and industrial partners all participating in the workshop. So I think this is relevant for everybody. And then for other activities, other tasks, so we have, let me give you some other examples of activities we have conducted for the smart project. Another, I will say, tangible outcomes from the project is that we have 22 members, but the 22 members have kind of spontaneously formed several small groups and then developed a few grant proposals. So, for example, the team submitted uh, uh, one grant proposal on generative AI, use of generative AI at UT to the purpose is to train UT faculty member to learn how to use generative AI in their classrooms. That was one project that was not funded, but it was reviewed well, and we are now working on a revision, resubmission. The one that is involved, and we plan to submit that in July. We have also put together another NSF grant proposal for cyber training. So the idea is to develop AI courses and then help small colleges, help instructors from small colleges to learn how to develop AI courses and then help them to put together AI projects and so on. So we have developed a couple of other projects on using of AI to address healthcare problems, to address the robotics problem and so on. So yeah, we have worked on multiple research projects. Those project development involve faculty members, graduate students as well. So. Like I mentioned, our project is not not focused on a specific research topic, rather than build the research network, research team, and then the team, because team members coming from diverse background with diverse interest. Now, some team members are actually focused on foundational AI research, and some team members focus on applied problems. I would say, the short answer to your question is actually both, right? But on the other hand, again, this is a team building. This is not to say that we did not get together to solve a specific problem or develop a specific product. We come together to form a big team with common interest and then divide it into smaller task forces, and then the smaller task forces, they work on individual projects, and then they develop grant proposals, and they make a plan to engage with the community and so on. So I mentioned a couple of examples, the workshop and the grant proposals. I can tell you another very interesting product from the project. So we have a couple of persons from the Department of Retail and Hospitality, and we also have the director of workshop. Give me a minute to find it. His name is Brian Wright. So Brian Wright. So the director of workshop, and then Brian, Michelle, Sanjay, and I, we have a common interest to study how robots can help a person engaging in conversations, and then use robots to help a person in the setting of customer service. So currently the team is developing a robot, which we plan to deploy the robot at the workshop. And then we're going to study when students come to workshop, and then how they can use this robot to help them to find where the item they're looking for is at, or help them to navigate within the environment and so on. So the team has been working on this project for a few months, and then we have designed the interface, developed the prototype, and also designed the research tasks. And recently, IRB was submitted. So, and waiting for the approval of IRB, and hopefully we'll be able to deploy this robots in early fall, late summer, so that we can do some testing at the workshop. So this apparently is a very application-oriented project using AI and a robot to study a specific scenario, how AI can help to reshape retail and customer service.
Yeah, that's a really fun project. I think that will be very fun. Are you going to just look at like if they're using that robot as a support to like finding stuff and navigating, or will you also analyze like the communication, how they're saying things, how they're addressing them? Because I know some research on like either gender or even accents of social robots has an impact on how they're perceived or how they're talked to it. Like Alexa and Siri, for example, a lot of research shows that because they're female gendered, that they get a different kind of response from people.
I see. That's a very good question. So this is a multidisciplinary research project,
Yeah.
and then the research task was actually designed and developed by colleagues in retail and hospitality.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what's the focus of study, the parameters and the usability or ethical issue, inclusion issue, what the focus is. My lab is mainly responsible to develop the robots and incorporate the AI, and then we ship this to them, and then they would do some fine-tuning adjustment, and then they design the research problem to be investigated. But I think the question you mentioned are actually very, very valuable. I will say this, from the technology perspective, this tool can be used to address all those problems. And then because at this moment, this is a small pilot project.
Right.
We probably will focus on usability acceptance. And in the long run, I'm sure the colleagues in hospitality, retail, they have their big picture and more long-term goals to address other issues. Yeah.
So even, I mean, in the development, so when you're putting in audio, when the robot is talking, is it a gendered voice or is it a robotic voice?
Mm-hmm.
And is there an accent? That part is probably all part of programming at your end, right?
Yeah. So currently we're using a robotic voice.
Okay.
We could easily switch so yeah, you are asking this from the expert's perspective, and right, I'm not expert to be able to address that question, but I can respond from a engineer's perspective, and then and to say that the robot has the capability to administer different voice, and then you can use that to study ethical issues or cultural issues or gender issues that can
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
So yeah, overall, we want to study how AI and the robots can make humans' life better, make education better. Then how exactly can technology enhance, right, improve efficiency and so on? I can probably use one specific example. And since I already mentioned that the robot in the workshop, our idea is that currently the workshop is short of staff. And then, so sometimes when students and faculty members come to the workshop, they may need to wait a longer time, or they may feel frustrated because they're not able to be served immediately, or they're not able to provide, they're not being provided the information they're looking for. Then if you have a well-trained AI-enhanced robot, and then that will include all the possible information there, and can help to improve the quality of service, can help to improve the user experience. In the long run, some other ideas we have discussed is that we can use the robot to maybe serve as a coach to train staff member at the workshop, and help them to learn how to talk to customers, help them to learn how to handle different situations, and so on. So this is more efficient because a robot can work 24/7, right? So, and then if we use AI, we can also implement iterative, adaptive algorithm to make the training, making the service more efficient. There are many potential risks when use AI. So yesterday, Apple have their most recent announcement that they started to incorporate a lot of AI capabilities in the new iPhone, in the next generation of iPhone. So you'll be able to very conveniently use AI for almost everything on the new iPhone. But that's actually raised some concern because personal data and will be sent to those big companies, be processed by those large language model or large models, and then that impose a potential risk for privacy leaking. And then if the model are not trained well, then they will impose the risk of bias, algorithm bias, or and that's also there's some concerns about equity inclusion issues. So, and we're still at the very beginning stage of AI technology, but in the long run, think about the influence in maybe a few years, 5 years, 10 years, or think about the potential impact to the next generation, to children who grow up with AI. If someone develop a over reliance on AI, then how would that affect them physically, mentally? How would that affect the quality of life? So how would it affect the ethical issue, and then culture-wise? I would say there are a lot of we can call those risks, right? Uncertainties, risks, and potential challenges, problems, a lot of issues. And then there's no simple answer, no straightforward answer. So, but I think we have to take those problems into serious consideration. We have to take a human-centered approach, right? So when we develop AI, when we develop robotics technology, we have to keep in mind the technology is designed, developed for the purpose to serve human, to make sure everybody live a better life, to serve the society, not otherwise. So those are risks we need to consider. This is a great question, and I can relate the question to something that happened recently. I don't remember the exact date, but I know it's a few days ago, last week. So maybe June 4th or June 6th, around the States. And people found that ChatGPT was down. And then many people say, okay, well, let me use Gemini. Well, unfortunately, Gemini was down. And let me try Cloud. Cloud was down. What about the Perplexity? Perplexity was down. So people who have unfortunately become overly reliant on AI was suffering for that day for at least a few hours. So it there are many reasons. I don't know the exact reason what happened, and what causes problems, right? But then it's possible that the service may not be available. There will be a power outage, and then the system break down. There simply the company made a mistake, right? Or they have some bugs, holes in the AI tools and so on. It's very likely. So what happens if they don't work? And then I would say we have to take into consideration, take into account, and then have backup plan and provide additional support resources from one perspective, and then from the other perspective, and continue to enhance the infrastructure, enhance the technology. So I was trying to have lunch at Taco Bell the other day, but they were not serving because their what do you call the credit card machine was not working. So yeah, we as the technology advance and as we continue to adapt to new technology, adapt to technology, become a part of the life, and sometimes something will go wrong. So this is not just about AI, this is about everything, right? So about the power, about the robots, about the car. I will say that, we need to address those challenges and also continue to enhance and improve the problems. And especially at this critical moment, because right now we are in the early stage of AI, and then there are a lot of uncertainties. I would say for credit card, we know, okay, well, if the credit card does not work, you carry some cash, right? So, but for AI, we don't 100% know, right? If AI does not work, what happens? We don't know exactly, right? So, the benign scenario is that they don't work, well, you take a break. So, but it could cause some serious problem. That's something, so we need to research study. So the potential risks. Yeah, because we are not working on a single project, we are working on projects.
Right. That's
yeah, I will address this probably from a more broader perspective, right? So why UT need to invest in AI? Why we need to work hard to advance the research capability and the infrastructure of AI at UT? So this is because AI is going to reshape almost everything, every aspect of our life, education, research, work, everything. So therefore, we have to be agile. We have to keep up with the new technology, emerging technology, because otherwise, think about training, education of students. If our students are not trained or not prepared for AI, then they will have disadvantage when they graduate. If our faculty members do not know AI, then we will have disadvantage when competing with other universities and so on. So I think definitely there's a risk, right? So that's why we have to work hard, and that's why the AI Tendency Initiative is a great initiative, and strategies to help to place UT at the frontier, help to enhance the competition capability of UT.
Okay, thank you. This is very good because you are adding wrinkles, so to speak, and facets and dimensions that have not come up in any or most of the other interviews. So this is very important.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I can use the research which is closely related to the work in my lab. We are using AI and the robots to provide dementia care to help to support the life for persons with Alzheimer's disease and the related dementia, as well as their family members. And then there are serious ethical concerns. So when you work with patients and caregivers, and we have been working closely with IRB office to make sure the protocol is robustly designed, and make sure there are no risks, and make sure the participants are well informed. And especially when we work with patients, and then in many patients with dementia, they are not able to consent for themselves, and we have to keep family members and family caregivers involved to have the family member fully informed and consent before we do the research work. Yeah, this is a great question. Yeah, definitely, I think this is a very, very important problem. So maybe I can use the Alzheimer's project to more specifically respond to the question. Yeah. So one problems affiliated with Alzheimer's is that the African American have about 5 or 6 times higher risk to develop dementia compared to the white population. And then a lot of times, a lot of research has been done with white population, and then we have to. That's why it's very, very important, right? So we pay attention. We reach out to the minority community and include them in the research projects and so on. However, there are real challenges, barriers, difficulty to reach out and to penetrate to the community. So if you look at the demographics at the Knoxville, and we have a very small number of Black Americans, and then many of them, they are yes, they live in the African American community, and then we try to recruit, reach out, but that is actually difficult. I don't have a good solution other than keep trying, but it's a real problem.
Yeah.
For Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I think this has been very informative. We've enjoyed listening about these different ones. And I hope there's more like continuation of the SMART group and the projects that are going on. So I think that would be great.
It's probably not a question or comment, but I want to follow up with what you just mentioned, that the SMART project, it's a 1-year team building project. And so we're officially concluding in just a few days, so by the end of June. So we have some success. So I really like the workshop we put together, and we gain a lot. And Harry and Vandana, thanks to both of you for serving in the panel. It's a fabulous panel of ethics. I definitely learned a lot. So and we also formed multiple small teams and work on multiple proposals. And then the challenge moving forward, of course, is that we don't have funding to continue, right? So so then we are making plan to try to secure other resources so that we can continue the work. But then the real challenge, right, to have sustainable funding to continue the work. Then that's the real. It's not a question or not a comment. It's just a statement.
Yeah, about the continuation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yes. Thank you. Do you have
Well,
any?
thank you very much. That's okay. Very interesting, conversation, and thanks for the intriguing questions. I enjoyed the conversation very much.